I have more than 12,000 followers on LinkedIn, and I'd never have gotten to that number without scheduling. And that's because on LinkedIn, consistency pays way more than virality. And scheduling is the easiest way to stay consistent even on your busiest weeks. My name is Kirsty Lang. I'm a senior content writer at Buffer, and I'm also a LinkedIn creator. In the next few minutes, I'm going to show you 2 ways to schedule on LinkedIn for free, plus some tips that will help you stay consistent, grow faster, and still have a life. Before you skip ahead, this next bit is really going to help you to lock in. So real quick, I want to talk about why scheduling is a game changer. So posting on LinkedIn every day, or even just a couple of times a week, sounds pretty manageable, right? You can get out 1 post a day. But I promise, when you are sat staring at a blank screen in the LinkedIn Composer and you've got your emails pinging, you've got a meeting coming up that you need to prep for, it's not gonna happen. That's not a great way to be consistent and be creative and do your best work. So for me, and I think for a lot of people, planning ahead and scheduling is gonna fix that problem, especially because we know that LinkedIn is a consistency platform. In fact, we recently did a study of over 2 million LinkedIn posts and found that posting 3 to 5 times weekly could mean more than 1,000 more impressions per post. A lot of impressions compared to just posting once per week. Now, if you post more than that, you're probably going to see an even bigger increase in views, but I'm not going to get into all that here. I'll link to a video about that study in one of these corners. I'm not sure which one. So scheduling and planning your LinkedIn content in advance requires a little more work upfront, yes, but I find it means far less total work and stress. So in the next few minutes, I'm going to show you those 2 free ways to schedule on LinkedIn and a 10-second trick that fixes the most annoying parts of scheduling LinkedIn content natively. How to schedule on LinkedIn with Buffer. Let's start by busting a huge myth that scheduling your LinkedIn content using another tool is going to hurt your reach. Obviously, that's not true. I'm living proof of that, but LinkedIn has also confirmed this themselves. I'll let LinkedIn's Senior Director of Product Management tell you why that is not the case.
The short answer is no, it doesn't impact your reach whatsoever. Truthfully, our algorithms don't even look at this information when making decisions. We're just trying to match the right content to the right audience.
So this next 60 seconds is going to save you hours. I'm going to show you how to schedule on LinkedIn using Buffer. If you're not already a Buffer user, you're going to need to sign up for a free account. It's going to take you like less than a minute. You can head over to the link in the caption or just type buffer.com into your browser. You'll follow the steps to create a new account and you are going to land, I'm going to do this with you, on a page that looks like this. So this is the publish screen. Actually, you're not going to land on a page that looks like this. If you've just created a new account, you're going to be prompted to connect your first channel, in which case you'll go through a process very similar to the one that I'm going to show you. So if you didn't follow that process, or you're already a Buffer user and you're not sure how to connect your LinkedIn, you're going to head over to New, Connect a New Channel, and then obviously you are going to choose LinkedIn. I have several LinkedIn pages and profiles. I'm going to choose my personal profile. This obviously works for pages as well. And there we go. You will be prompted to set a posting goal as soon as you connect a new channel. I'm going to choose 3 times a week, obviously, because of that study. But if you want to pick 1 time a week, that is amazing. Alrighty, now we are ready to schedule our first post. This is your LinkedIn queue. You can also head over to the calendar and see it in this view, whatever your preference is. You can create a new post by clicking over here, the new button, or you can tap new anywhere. There are lots of ways to create a new post. I have got some text saved. I'm gonna type that in. So you'll enter your text within the Composer. If you would like to add an image or a video or even a PDF, you can just drop it into this little box over here. Okay, your post is pretty much ready to go. So you can choose exactly when you wanna post your post by clicking on this little arrow over here and selecting a time or your pre-selected posting slots, which you can go and change in Buffer settings if you want to. I'm gonna schedule this for Monday, and then I'm gonna hit schedule post. And there it is in my queue. I can see it in my calendar if I fancy. All of my past LinkedIn posts are popping up here as well. And that is exactly how to schedule a LinkedIn post in Buffer. Super duper easy. So I hope you found that as easy as I did. With Buffer, you can schedule posts on LinkedIn personal profiles as we just did, or a company page exactly the same same way, and it's completely free for both. There are a host of benefits to using Buffer for this. So you can also cross-post to other social media platforms, and if you have 3 channels or less, Buffer is completely free. Of course, you can customize your posts per platform as well to tailor them to specific audiences. Then there is that calm, beautiful calendar that shows you everything that you have planned and scheduled across all of your platforms, which you can filter by channel or tag, or however you want to do it. If you've ever scheduled with LinkedIn, and if you watch this next section of the video, you're going to see why that is a huge benefit. Buffer also has community, which is kind of like a single inbox for all of your comments across LinkedIn and a host of other channels, so you can manage them all in one place. As well as that, there is a content planner, AI assistant, analytics, and a bunch of other tools. Pretty much all of them are available on the free plan. How to schedule natively on LinkedIn. So if you don't want to use another tool, that is absolutely fair, especially if LinkedIn is your only platform. You might want to consider scheduling natively on LinkedIn itself. It's also free. So here's how to schedule a LinkedIn post right from your personal profile. So first, you are going to click Start a Post over here. Make sure your personal profile is selected. That's the same post I was going to schedule earlier. And then you are going to click this little cheeky clock that is very difficult to see. That is the schedule button on LinkedIn. So you will choose your date and time. Let's choose Monday again for this, and then hit next. And now you'll see the publish button has turned into schedule, and you're good to go. So if you want to schedule from a LinkedIn company page, the process is very similar. You're going to click Start a Post again, then click the little drop down that you can see next to your profile picture. Click on your name and then choose the channel that you want to schedule for. You can choose who can see the post, click done. Right, so let's pretend that is my post. And I want to click the little sneaky clock again and schedule for later. Let's do it for Monday. And we are going to click next, and then schedule, and then the post will be scheduled to go out a little bit later. And then your posts on LinkedIn are scheduled. Very, very easy. So scheduling on LinkedIn is amazing. The problem that comes in is when you want to find your scheduled post again. It can be a little bit fiddly. So if you've just scheduled a post, you'll see there's a handy little link on the bottom left of your screen. You can click on that and find your scheduled posts. But if you've been doing other stuff, navigate it away, maybe a few days have passed, where the heck do you go to find your scheduled posts? And it's in a very sneaky place. So you're going to click Start Post again. Instead of adding or scheduling anything, you're going to click on the little clock again, and you will see a link at the bottom that says View All Scheduled Posts. And you can see here is my scheduled post that we just planned for my personal profile. I'm going to go ahead and delete that because I have already got it scheduled in Buffer. So yeah, you can edit the post, change when it's going to go out, or delete it, and that is absolutely fine. All sorted. Yeah, so it's in a bit of a strange place, but now you know how to find it. Obviously, if you were using a tool like Buffer that has a beautiful calendar, that's not going to be a problem. Let's go back and look at that pretty calendar again. All of my scheduled posts. And I can even see all the posts that I have scheduled to go out across channels in a view or a list if I fancy. So that's really, really handy. Quick tips to get the most out of scheduling. So now you have the tools, let's make sure your LinkedIn post is actually going to land. Before you go, some quick tips for how to get the most out of your LinkedIn scheduling. I'm gonna do this really quickly, I promise it's gonna be worth it. So these 4 tweaks will make a huge difference to how your content performs. Number 1, post when your audience is working. LinkedIn is very, very different to other platforms, which kind of quieten down during the day. Your posts aren't gonna perform as well if you're sharing content in the middle of a workday, but on LinkedIn, that is exactly when you want to be sharing it, because that is when people are on LinkedIn. If you want to see some data on the exact best times to post on LinkedIn, of course, we have that as well. I'm going to link to the video in one of these corners. I'm sorry, I need to remember which corner it is, and also in the caption below. So you can check out the exact best times to post on LinkedIn for every single day of the week. Tip number 2, don't be afraid to experiment with your post format. Text does work amazingly well on LinkedIn, but you also have the ability to add videos, carousels, and photos to your posts. I highly recommend experimenting to see what is going to work best with your audience. Then number 3, this is one of the most important ones. So pick a scheduling pace or a posting pace that you're going to be able to sustain. So if you go all in and think I'm going to post 5 days a week on LinkedIn, and you don't really have the time to do that, that is a quick fire recipe to burn out. So if you've got, say, 5 posts ready, rather post 1 post a week for 5 weeks, then post them all in 1 week and be completely burnt out and don't even get to week 2. So really pick a pace that is sustainable. Then last tip, number 4, is that you are going to review what worked. So definitely check out your LinkedIn analytics in Buffer or in LinkedIn. You're going to want to look for things like engagement, so likes, comments, shares, reposts on LinkedIn, and then impressions is also a really strong indicator of how well your content performed. So if you only post on LinkedIn and no other channels, you're looking for a really quick way to do a couple of posts, the native LinkedIn scheduler is amazing. Definitely go that route. But if you want something a little bit more powerful and you are scheduling on more than one channel, want a beautiful calendar, want some help drafting posts with templates or our AI assistant, all of those features that I mentioned, definitely check Buffer out. I promise you're not going to regret it. Speaking of LinkedIn help, if you're a new creator looking to grow, I've got a bunch of videos that I think are going to be really handy. Firstly, I've got tips on LinkedIn profile optimization, which is wildly overlooked. For those studies that I mentioned, we have data on the best time to post on LinkedIn, as well as how often you should be posting on LinkedIn. I'll include those videos somewhere here and in the caption down below. If you found this video helpful, please do give it a thumbs up, drop a comment below if you want to say hi or if you have questions. I would love to help you. I'll see you next time.